Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Hold on. I want to know. You can hear. You can hear me, but can you hear unavailable? I'm not hearing that person. I don't know why. Let's see. Are you guys hearing? I'm not hearing that
I
person.
hear you. I
Okay.
hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah. Good night. See, four. What's the
So,
first thing
this
you want?
not really much of a story.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's
I
the?
hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. See, four. What are you gonna share with us tonight?
Um, let's see. Well, I'm on my healing journey, trying. So it's like this. Pick up with somebody, wasn't interested in them. They were interested in me. Give them a chance. Um, Thinking that they were different and in different ways than in the beginning. But I think, well, I'm 37 years, so now I'm learning about love bombing. Didn't know about those things back then. So we were going on really good together, and now we're just basically enemies, I could say. We, yeah, we have a child together, but we basically don't co-parent or exist in this life because I have put down my boundaries and what I do not want with my son. And apparently, when you put your boundaries as a woman that you didn't put before, a lot of men get vexed about it, which is unfair because men do have boundaries of what they do tolerate from what they don't want to tolerate,
Yeah.
right? So, why it is when a woman put their boundaries, and we ain't talking about boundaries in the sense of money or artificial thing, we're talking about boundaries, personal, healthy boundaries that is safe for you as a person, an individual. It is always be a problem on one side of a party, right? Especially when you have children with the individual.
Yeah.
I didn't actually think that co-parenting or having a child with somebody was supposed to be this hard and difficult, right? It's not supposed to be this difficult, and this, I'm not lying to tell you, everybody outside looking for somebody, but a lot of us need to stop saying we want somebody to really love us. Because when you're genuine as a woman or a man, you kind of seem to get the end of the stick. Kind of makes a lot of women outside here, and I'm talking from a woman perspective, that being loyal don't really make no sense. Because if being loyal means you're going to get honed, you're going to get cheated on, you're going to get verbally abused, mentally abused, physical abuse. What is the point? And yes, we all go through in life traumas from your parents, from certain things. But in the 37 years of life, I have learned that you have to make a choice if you are willing to put that aside and build something better for yourself. A lot of us need to stop saying that, oh, we we went through something or we have a trauma. Yes, we all have trauma. I'm not saying some everybody trauma is different. Everybody deals with trauma differently. But we have to also stand up and say, well, I don't want this for myself as an individual. Especially if one day we might have kids or you do have children. And I sat down with this, and a lot of us need to sit down, especially if you have kids. Would you want your children to be treated the same way a man or a woman is treating you? Would you want that for them? And if you could honestly answer that for yourself, then that's your that's your answer right there. Because we will let you tell our kids, no, I don't want you to be with somebody who's abusive, or no, I don't want you to be some. So why do we do it to ourselves? Yes, I understand we love somebody, but why do we sabotage ourselves in loving somebody and taking things that we wouldn't want our kids to take? We wouldn't want them to go through. We are all human beings.
Yeah,
Right?
makes sense for sure.
Right? Yes, everybody is looking for love, and yes, everybody wants love and they want love, but I don't think people want love again. I more think they want, when people say they want love, love is, for some, love is love, and for some other, a lot of men that I've seen outside there is more submission than love. They want a woman to cook, clean, wash, which is understandable, but it's supposed to be a two-way street. Not I have a woman, yeah, she cook, clean, she wash, she do that, and then we forget about what we how we started in relationship.
So do you so you mentioned the cook and clean and so on. Like, are you someone who is like strict on man covering all the bills while the woman is at home just doing all the bad stuff, or a balance
No,
there?
no, I believe in a balance. I believe it is supposed to be a balance, but to be very, I sabotage myself in that balance, and instead of I was doing everything, cooking, cleaning, washing, taking care of the kids, and getting the bare minimum. And because I said, okay, you know what, I supposed to understand, and I being as a woman, I supposed to be like, all right, it's not about money. It's generally loving the person and not asking. I saw myself sit down there doing everything, cooking, cleaning, washing, not asking for nothing, and still got cheated on, still got horn, still got disrespected. And I saw myself I saw the person that I was. I questioned my worth. I questioned who I was, what I was. The person who I used to be, the happy, outgoing, the really, I saw that person died. And people will tell you, try to find yourself back. You cannot find yourself back. You have to build yourself to something else now. Because that person who you was after somebody break down your mental status, break down who you are, you are not going to find back that person. And let me tell you something. I literally stood there when he had nothing. He was working a job, he complained about the job. I took the goodness out of my heart, went and helped him get a next job, thinking, hey, you know what? It's going to be better for you, it's going to be better for your family. And I watched him give it to somebody else. We broke up, and when he got paid his first set of pay from his new job, I I watched him take that person and carry her out, spend, had fun, and I'm not going to lie, as an individual, there's no so bad. It hurt like it hurts to the bottom of your stomach, right? When I say the bottom of your stomach, no, I grew up in the sense of you don't depend on a man. A man is not to give you whatever it is. You work hard for what you want and you get it. That's how I grew up in. Because men throw back things in your face, and it is living proof. I have seen it. I have seen it, I have lived it, because my son father, I say we warring basically, and he will literally be disrespectful, throw back my ex in my face, you name it. He will have the word to say. And the other day I told him, I said, you are no different from my ex. And he got totally mad. I said, I know what my ex is, that is my past, but you are no different. You are saying something about my past, but then you are doing exactly what the person did in my past. So you are no different. So note, as now this goes for men and women, and it happens in both brackets. So you can't say woman does get it only and man does get it. It goes both ways. So note to yourself. And I think the most hurtful part out of everything is knowing that I was genuinely for the person. I wish I'd owned him. I mean really, really no, I wish I'd owned him. Then I could understand. To know you're with the person and you're not asking for nothing. And when I say asking for nothing, the person is not asking if you need a deodorant, if you need personal stuff, they're not giving you no money for nothing, and you're not asking because at the end of the day, that's not you. That's not what you're there for. You're there for your person generally. But there's no way in hell you could tell me that you have somebody and seeing them struggling and you're still not willing to help. That is impossible. And when I tell you I was the one that was overgiven, I didn't need a Christmas. I didn't need a birthday. I didn't need something special. I had whatever the change I have, I would have go buy a watch for him, perfume, clothes. That is just me. I think if you're with somebody, it doesn't matter how it is just to treat them nice. I would, as a person, if I with you, I would realize, okay, you need something without telling me, I'm going to just get it. That's just me. And I sat there doing all these things, and today it is like I never did nothing. The When I say the hate between both of us is real, the hate between both of us is real because as a mother, I made him to know that I don't want his woman around my child because of how she is. And my son is going on a year, and I think as a man and there's also a woman, whether you have children or you have nieces, if you're not going to be serious about somebody, do not bring them around your children. If this person is not going to be long term, do not bring them around your children. Your children is supposed to be a physician. Make sure this person that you bring into your life is somebody who's going to be there to stay with them, stay with you for the rest of your life. Because I'm asking you as a father, do you see this woman that you're with as a mother figure to your child, even though your child have them, and you are telling me to my face, no, I don't see this woman as a mother figure, but she has 3 children. You're living with her and she has 3 children. And I'm sitting down there like, what? How? How is that possible? How can you be with somebody and you're saying you don't see this person as a mother figure, but they have children, but you don't see them as a mother figure to your child? This is one person added to your relationship with 3 that you have that is not yours. Made that make sense to me. And he got vexed because I said I don't want her wrong. Now I'm a person, I'm learning that when I have an intuition, I can ignore it and I have gotten the shitty end of the stick. In the sense of, for example, the first time he horned, we fought out, but nothing big. He went and drink, but that's no excuse because I have gone and drink and never got myself anything. He went drink, he went and sleep with the individual, and then he started. Even I did find out about it because woman again. It was like, well, okay, I slept with him and I post. She was on his profile board and that's my babe, and I watching him like, alright. But I think the part that he was shocked is was when I told him how he slept with her, where he slept with her, how the kind of sleep he sleep with her, and he's watching me like, how the hell you know that? I said, once a woman is not playing around and she is only for you, she is going to get intuitions or she's going to see it of what you did. right? And that's how me felt. Once a woman is in,
What it goes.
okay, once a woman is for you, if you go outside of that relationship, she's gonna tell you go outside of that relationship. Especially if
So
you're
you
the,
said
especially if you're the only person she's dealing with. So,
repeat that.
ah,
You said. Could you repeat that? What you just said?
I said if a woman is dealing with you alone, she's usually the only person she is going around, she is intimate with, she is going to know when you go with somebody else. It could be a vibe, and some men knows it, some men knows it too. It will be a vibe, it might be a off sense, but they do sense it, right? The generation now, or the people now, I can't say generation because all generation basically say, people now say they want honesty, they want love, they want this in a relationship. Honesty and love should not come with requirements. It should be something naturally given. It's something naturally given. I don't think that okay, me and you going around, you have anything to hide. Like if I really check it for you, I don't have to hide because, as I said, there are some things I'm not saying I wasn't at fault at, but you could I could put my phone on the bed and you could check my phone and it's not saying my phone. But I'm not lying to tell you, when the person that you generally give your whole heart to and you care for mentally break you down physically, emotionally, and spiritually, it is very hard to find back yourself. It is very hard to find who you were or try to find some part of you. So everybody go through their own little fast. But we need to stop tolerating a lot of toxic things from people. Nobody is perfect, but everybody deserves a fair chance at love, at anything they choose in life. Right? Yes, I understand there are people outside here, and I have a few that know that they went through the traumas, abuse, and different things, but that did not define who they were or who they are.
You said something there. Like once people are getting into like a relationship, I think I said this before, but you're literally taking a risk. You know, giving someone your trust, your heart, and with just all you can do is hope that they will be okay.
That's true, but I'm not going to tell you. This was the first relationship I was ever in that I literally, when I say give everything. No hidden agendas, no nothing. And it broke me so bad that it had this. I cried till I didn't even know to cry it again.
Stop. Thank you. We're gonna stand. I think we're
Right?
gonna level up tonight from C to
And I cried so hard that I didn't even know. I didn't even know I could have cried so much. Because watching somebody that you genuinely love and care about give everything you didn't even it wasn't asking for, but you'd say, well, okay, get it, giving this helping this person to get an next job would be better for you, your family, and a son. And watch that person give it to somebody who never do nothing for them. When I say, not even when they're sick, not even when they was going through whatever they was going through. Give when I say give it to the person with out a heartbeat, and it does something to you mentally. It mentally does something to you, and it is different. At a certain level, it is different when it's just okay, me and you dating, and we break up, we go our separate ways. Fine, we will go through you and all. It is a different mental when you have kids with the person. It is a tool because as a mother, everybody expects you to be strong and you have to raise your kids and you have to show your kids nothing could break you. And you're sitting and watching like how do you do that when you're literally breaking and yes, did I say don't hear try and see her cry, but how do you do that when you have a kid with somebody who you literally sat down, plan things with this person, and we're talking about it together a year or some months, we're talking about it was together 3 years and something, and you're like, okay, the next step is for us to get our own home, marriage. You looking at this aspect, and because the person can't deal with certain things, and when I tell you that I was at fault because there was a lot of red flags that I ignored and didn't see. And red flags was besides people talking and saying what they're saying, and I asking questions. And as the old people say, if it wasn't their name, would I never call? Is the fact of, for example, when I was pregnant, I was about 8 or 9 months, and I met him because I was by my mom and I came down because remember we're living together, and I went in his shop and this woman saw him. She knows him, and I was right there, and this woman is trying to drag up tongue with him in front of me, and I am not lying to tell you. If I was in a different zone, I would have damaged the both of them. But being pregnant, I just like walk away, and then you're hearing rumors, and you're seeing it for yourself why he's entity. He's maybe you could explain to me as a man. You're with a woman, you're living with a woman, but you're entertaining other women in the sense of how you talk to them. In the sense of a day he got drunk, left his phone, and I'm a person. After he did what he did on home, my trust went, but I still forgive them and I said, okay, I will stay with him and I will work it out even as people make mistakes. Right? I was supposed to walk away then, but I said people just make mistakes, things happen. And I'm in his phone and I'm seeing him talking to somebody he works to, and he's like, he's want to catch you on an ice cream date. He love her. He's updating she where he goes. And I'm sitting on there and I'm like, I have a child for you. I'm living with you. And you are doing all this. I remember I got up and all I did was cry for the whole day. I couldn't even function. I couldn't even see about my son. I bathed him. I made sure he was hungry, but it was like my whole system shut down at that point in time. My whole system shut down because I'm watching you telling somebody else you love them, sending voice note to them, singing to them, and the things about it, these people, yeah, singing. When I say singing, like what's up? These R&B love tunes he's with is singing to them, and I was like, these people won't even help you if you didn't have nothing. You were complaining. The person here would help you to get something else, and you're not even appreciative of it. You even saying, you know what? You know what? Let me be happy where I am or wherever it is. And he's talking about a man's peace. So the other day I have to remember I say a man determines the relationship if you want to go Bible aspect. I said, but how you expect to have peace if you are bringing the drama home? You're not making sense. You are not making sense because if you want peace in your household, then you create peace in your household.
If he wanted peace, he could be singing those songs to you, and that is
No, he wasn't singing songs to me, and he was not singing songs to me. I telling you, I saw the whole voice out until I got up one day and I said, yeah, what? The disrespect was loud enough, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I said the disrespect was loud enough because, and here why I tell you that the person he is with thinks he is the best person that she got. I am his child mother. And the other day he's trying to hit, well, last year one day, he's trying to hit me up and, alright, let's do something together on a personal level. I'm watching him like, you serious right about though? And then he is telling me, he is just he's showing me her intimate videos with him, and I'm watching him like I say, you're very disgusting. One. And then he's like, she had no respect to himself, and I'm watching him like, if this is the woman you're German, and this is the woman you are with now, and I am your chairman, and you are telling me these things, far less what you were doing with me, far less what you were saying about me,
She have a good point there, guys. Chat.
right? Because if you and if I was with you and you did me all this and you are with somebody new that you jump into a relationship to, you didn't take healing for yourself, you jump into a relationship and you are telling me that the woman that you're with can't see what she said properly, she can't clean, she can't do this, she can't do that. And I am watching you as so if you're doing that to her, what were you doing to me? Be- Because if you're doing that to her, what are you gonna do for me? And I the mother of your son. Come on, let's be real. When you watch it, like what if you're doing
Guys,
that,
C top zero, top zero.
right? And I'm like, some men, I'm not lying to you, some men really make it bad for other men because there are good women outside here. There are great and amazing women outside here. There are great and amazing mothers outside here, great men outside here. But the ones a lot of women bounce up is not the great ones. It's the ones who on games, who love bomb, who come us and the things about it. We have this tendency of blaming why she didn't choose a better man. Oh no. We all come in with this sense of we putting on a show of what I want them to see. We need to stop doing that. If if it's just a jam you want, tell the person it's just a jam you want. If it's just I just wanna see how tell the person that so they know that they're what. I know this is not for me. Let me find what is for me. Alright, I know that is what it is. Alright, I could work with that. But
Yeah, just be transparent about upfront about what
that
you
is
want.
exactly transparent of what you want. I think what hurt me more than anything else is this is my first son because I have two children before. This is my first son. I think what hurt me most is knowing the fact that and I and when I said that the two relationships I was in before, I learned from them. So I learned of what I didn't put out or required myself for or put of okay, this is what I don't want for myself. So in this one I was like, okay, I don't want this for my I do not want this. I do not want that. I don't want to go through this. And I said I had a whole conversation when I'm telling her about I don't want to be a single mother again. I don't want to raise a child by myself again. I don't want to go through this again because I know how it's nice having kids, but being a mother and to be honest, at the age I started to realize I hate being a mother. And it's not because I don't love my kids, it's because you sacrifice way more than people give us credit for. You sacrifice way more in the sense of job wise. You can't do certain things. You don't get a break. You're the doctor, you're the nurse, you're the when something wrong, and it's not to say you don't love your kids, but you don't really get a break. And to the ones who want it, yeah, just get a break. How old is your child when you get a break? Because when you do get a break, your child is not a year. Your child is not a month. And if you do get a break, it's because you have the family members around you who is pulling in and helping you get that break. But let's talk about the parents who don't get that break. We don't talk about the parents who don't get the break, because I'm telling you, this is my first boy child, and I'm not lying to tell you, having a boy child to a girl child is different. You know what I'm telling you? It's different. I love my daughters, but with the boy child, it's like that your world. Like anything happen to he? Nah. I don't know, it's something, but when they get a certain age, you get a little more freedom. But why they're small, why they're some months, whatever it is, it's not supposed to be okay, a woman's supposed to go through a pregnancy by herself. That is nonsense. Two people take to make one child. Why it is one does want to bounce and go because he's not ready for it? He's not. If you're not ready for it, do not indulge in certain things. If you, how can you make a human being and tell me you could walk without a human being life? Who didn't ask to be here? Who have to depend on people or their mother to see about them? We all didn't ask to be here. We all came in different situations due to our parents. Let's be real, some of us come in this situation. But at the end of the day, like I said, I said, you grew up without your father. I grew up without my father. Your aim and job was supposed to be different from your father, and you are doing the same thing to your son. And I think that's something, it's supposed to be a logic. When I was growing up, I didn't have this. All right. And I'm not talking about material things. I'm talking about a foundation basis for a child that goes into adulthood. Right? And I've made one rule. My son should not be the reason a woman cry. The only time a woman should cry for my son is if he go in a marriage. He gets you something nice and something she didn't. And that is, I'm making that rule and I made that vow. He should not be the rule. He should not be the reason a woman cry or go on her knees and pray to God about him. Because I, as a parent, I am going to come take you as big as you get.
So you're saying that he pretty much don't go around and hurt people. I'm assuming.
I'm not hoping. I am doing my best to instill morals as he's growing, because he's turning a year, that he does not hurt any female outside there. I'm not saying relationships is difficult, and I know things happen, but you should not be the reason for it. I want, I want, I am doing my best, even though I don't know how, but I'll figure it out as I go. I don't want them to be emotionally unavailable. As I told, as I, the last time I spoke to his father, I said, you see this thing where we like to tell we sons to cry and be a man? I said, I tell him my son cry. It hurts you? Mommy here. Once I am around, mommy here, you cry. You cry to the best of your ability. And when you don't cry, you tell me how you want to fix the situation. How it is better to fix it. A lot of, not majority, I can't say for Chinese and stuff, you see a lot of African parents, and this is some, we tell our boyfriend, a boy is supposed to be a man. He's supposed to lead. He's supposed to provide for his family. But we don't give them the values of he's supposed to be emotionally intelligent. He's supposed to be strong-minded. But if he has a partner and something is wrong, he's supposed to be at a level he could understand. Not be like, all right, well, I don't understand. I don't know what she's getting on. So, no, it's not supposed to be like that, right? Yes, I understand. You don't want him to, you don't want a man to be vulnerable to a sense, but if you have a partner who genuinely for you, you need to be vulnerable a little bit, because some situations is not going to, okay, this happened today, we can fix it today. Sometimes we have to just leave it alone. Come back and deal with it on a, because at the point in time, you might be vexed, I might be vexed, we get to nowhere, right? This generation, from what I seen, we don't we, like we stop teaching our children how about we how can I put it? We more teach our girl children now. I don't know for other countries, but I don't know for other countries, but I know for here, well in my country and different places around. We tell our girl children, you need a man to provide. You need a man to do this. You need a man to do that. You need a man to. No, you don't need a man to do everything for you because before you had a man, you was doing it on your own. You need somebody, when you're picking up somebody, you need somebody to build with you. It is supposed to be, and I pick up somebody and I am with somebody, that person is supposed to build with me. How best can we build together? What can we invest in? So we both have a comfortable life. We're not supposed to go into a relationship expecting what we could get out of each other. That is nonsense. Right? We supposed to give each other fairness, love, understanding, protection, doesn't matter how it goes. But it does have the females out there who goes into a relationship what they could get from a guy or what they could gain. You want to gain something, but you can't offer nothing. That don't make no sense. A man, or you hear men, or you hear when they having the talks online or wherever, but what do a woman bring to the table? And why it is what do a woman bring to the table? Why it is what do we bring to the table? What do we bring to each other? Because alright, she bring we want you to bring to the table what we supposed to bring. Because you working, she working, is what we supposed to do. We need to teach our young ladies and men when you're picking up somebody to build with. Not somebody who could get out of them. And a lot of times that is what goes on in relationship. You go into a relationship and alright, I go with this person, let's see what I can give out of this person and then we complain about oh no. Me and you go into a relationship. Will you see us say we from now to down the road, where's your goals where you see yourself? Alright. If we rocking if we the first year we just watching how we going and okay we see ourselves where's our goals going? Where we want to reach with each other? Are we going to marriage for this or it's just going to be like this? They have a tendency of saying a man does know the woman he wants to marry before 3 months or 3 months or whatever they just say. So this is my question. If you know you pick up a woman and you pick a woman don't know that is your wife, why 3 months pass or 6 months pass? You end up in a next relationship. So that wasn't the woman. You just say that was going to be a wife. So alright. Now I'm not trying to tell you you can live with somebody for a year, 2, 3 years, 15 years, and you will never know that person if if that person choose for you not to know them. And I could give an example in the sense of my father, right? Or I don't speak to him, and that's a personal reason because I just never understand, but I just leave it like that. He have been with somebody, they were together for 16 years. And in that 16 years, she has children for him. He is very abusive. And only because I think she put him out of her house, he proposed to her. And I'm saying now this watching this as our daughter, as somebody, I'm like, I know love is blind, but love can't be that blind. Love could never be that fine. Because why did it take 16 years for he to put a ring on your finger? After you're living with him, he's living in your house, driving the cars that you have. That's not making sense to me. And it's not to say she's not a pretty woman. She is pretty. You can do way better than my father. And I don't care if I am related by genes. You can do way better. It is not worth it. I don't think it's supposed to take 16 years for you to propose to somebody or marry somebody. Nobody's supposed to wait that long, especially if you realize this person is genuine about you. You're supposed to say, alright, this person is genuine. The generation now is not looking at, alright, somebody who's going to rock with me long term.
16 years is just a long time.
Yep, right? No, we don't sit down and watch, alright. If I suggest 6 today or tomorrow, this person with me, will they stick with me? If I was to get in an accident and lose a limb, this person who said they love me, will they stick with me? If something tragic, this is things we don't sit down on. If something tragically happens to me, will this person who said they love and care about me is willing to stick by my side? I have one rule, and I think all people who I get to them, I say, like a friend of mine, he got married, and in 6 months he was looking for a divorce, and I was like, what is the point of? Yeah, 6 months. I said, what is the point of getting married if you guys are not going to honor your vows? I said, one thing I hate about people, you see when you're going in front of you see when you're going in front of the church and you go in front of God and you tell God for you see them words for better, worse in sickness and health and death do us part, and you telling me, regardless of it, those vows did not do anything to Odia, then why did Odia get married in the first place?
That's a waste of time, yeah.
It's a waste of time. And the thing about it, I'm not lying to tell you, he didn't even see the red flags because all that we did, he didn't. You know, to be getting married and your wedding is starting 2 o'clock and the bride reach 5 o'clock.
Hold on. What?
You're getting married for 2 o'clock and the bride reach 5 o'clock in the evening,
5 p.m. and
5 p.m.
that is
and
quite
you
late.
and you're getting
Yeah, go
me
ahead.
don't even me don't even nah, there's no way as a let me tell you something. And I could tell you this. Yes, I understand things has happened. There's no way I'm getting married to the man that I love and I reach in at 5 o'clock. I wanna reach on time. I wanna walk down the aisle for him to see me in my lovely wedding dress and be like, oh my god, there's a different beauty I didn't know I had. Come on. And he started thinking about it. He got married and nobody from his side was there. It was all she said. And this is me sitting down, watching him like, you sure about this?
No one from his side was there.
No, no friend. That's his mom, me, and other people know nothing. Everybody else was from her side. Friends, family. And I'm like, you sure about this? And he's like, yeah, I'm sure. I was like, alright.
You're fully supportive.
Listen, if you're sure I'm going to support you, even though I see you drowning, and I know I'm going to support you, eventually go figure it out. But let me ask you a question, right? As being a young man, because I believe you're younger than me, right? Is it that some men just choose to be unavailable, or it's just something that they're not being taught? Like the parents just, okay, men don't cry, so they just like, okay, men don't cry. Men not supposed to, they don't have no feelings, so we had to be nonchalant or we had to be cold from a male perspective.
I do think that some men were it's based on how they grew up because there's a culture. For
Mm.
example, whenever you think that there's another man you want, then it's just a culture. You have the music, you have the people, you have the fathers, the majority of them being fine, and they think that's okay. So overall, like it's cultural perspective, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, but if it's upbringing most of the time, let's be honest. If it's upbringing most of the time, that doesn't define who you could be because
True, but the fact is that your what do you call it? Your upbringing and your past or your like your childhood and all of that. That's what really define who you are as an adult.
true, true, that's true. But we have a lot.
Try and remember this that if you should think back, you as long as you remember yourself, like do you see where you're a different person from when you were younger? You see where you're such a different person.
Um, when I was younger, yes, I see as a different person, but I also saw that a lot of things that I did was sabotaging some of my stuff. Because, for example, I am big on the family thing, family. That's okay, wife, husband, kids, job, house. Because the reason I'm because I saw it for myself. I didn't understand it until I saw somebody that I knew when I was younger. How he prayed with his wife, he prayed with his kids, and I sat down there to myself like, you know what? There's something I want for myself, right? And in the aspect of trying to find it, at first it looks like that, but then it doesn't, right? Now I'm a person, and I love my own way, but loving my own way does not mean that I will sit down and be like, okay, I had to get what I want. No. But then, for example, my son father make an example that the way I speak to guys, they like think they have a chance, and I'm telling them, I said, let me tell you something. I have a lot of had a lot of male friends. I said because out of all the male friends I had, I could put my head on a block. If I was to slip, they would actually want to do something with me. I said, you have to know who you are personally. I said, if I am with you,
But there's a lot of women who have escaped that.
no, I'm being really honest. As much as I talk to fellas, I mean, I like to hear the point of view, how they speak. But if you slip, your best friend, who's a female, would put herself with you. Let's be real and honest. And it's not because, oh well, he's my best friend. No, because he's a guy, and if he knows what you give, and you are his friend, come on. Oh gosh, we could use the cup. We could all see. right? So, but I told him, I said, let me tell you something. If I am with you, doesn't matter what person outside they could be tracking. My mind is oblivious because I am not seeing what you seeing because one, you ain't catching me going on lineman with them. No. Because lineman with them means some nonsense, even though you don't plan, but you might go and drink and your lineman said no. I'm not going and go no date or no. Most you get is a talk on the phone and like, hey, we seen you good? Yeah, in person, yeah, good. I said, but like I told him, I said, if you can't see the person you with and trust them, it doesn't make no sense because as I said, I sat down there. You know why is, and you know why is, you know why I'm 24/7. I have nothing to hide. Who and where I'm going by if I don't go by somebody, most if I go in somewhere is by my mother or I go in and do something. You don't have no reason to doubt to say, well, now she'll go and do no because you ain't getting that. But then a day I sat down with him and I was like, I told him, I said, I would never be enough because you are telling me, wifey, you are telling me wifey material, but and I'm looking at him, I said, what is that supposed to mean? Right? And then it's like after that and after we separated and the drama hit, he's telling me like, well, I'm telling him, I say, you never asked if I wanted or needed. And I said, all you knew is that you had clean clothes, everything was in a gear, and it's for a man to turn on, but I never asked you to do all them things. And I'm watching him with the utmost disrespect in my mind to tell you the word disrespectful thing. I was like, because I cook, clean, and wash, and you're telling me you never asked me to do these things, but you are turning around to turn and tell me that how a man is supposed to go out and work, and a woman is supposed to be seen on the household, and a woman is supposed to submit to you. And I'm watching you like, and the other day I told him, I said, tell you something. Stop using Bible verses if you don't understand what it is. I said a woman will submit to a man who knows where he going. I said a man cannot lead a woman if he don't even know where he going. You're gonna initiate a downfall.
That's a good point. Definitely.
Because, okay, for example, and I think up to now he doesn't get the point, and I'm living with you. We have a child with you. And you don't know how your son gets stuff, but your son has stuff. And his excuse was because he knew I was getting stuff for his son. That's why he never put his best foot forward. No, it's not an excuse, but I know, but it is very hurtful to hear you saying that because people will give or they check for your child means that you're not supposed to. Eh? A man could say he wants to lead and try to lead as much as he wants, but if a man literally do not sit down and do the inner work with himself just like a female, he is going to run himself down to the ground because he's just going to run into a whole bunch of problems that don't make no sense. He's going to try to figure out where he eventually, maybe years on, he's going to be like, okay, well, I went wrong. Leaving one relationship and running into the next relationship is going to fail. Is a downfall to fail. Because you didn't see where you went wrong. You didn't check of what I was at fault of, what ways I need to change for myself personally, and what I have to work on myself. You have, we talk about now, healing for everybody is different. But we don't talk about the journey where where the journey of the healing goes. Right? There's two the relationships could be so good and amazing if woman or man put aside the ego, the pride, and come down and understand the basic of a human being. You as a woman want the love and the security, and you as a man want the same thing. But a lot of us ego gets in the ego, and the pride gets in the way, and it's like, alright. And I could, and the thing about it, when I said I literally stood there and do, for example, the other day, found out some information and stuff, and we were speaking at that point in time, and I went to him personally. I said, "I'm tell you something." I said, "The person that you are rocking with is entertaining other people." I said, "Be careful what you're doing," and he went and tell the person it, and then turn around and tell me, "Oh, I like drama," and how I know, and it had no evidence. Then I was like, you know what, do what you want. I said, if somebody is generally trying to show you something and you is showing you all the evidence and you don't want to believe it, wherever you get, you look for it. Right? If somebody horns you once, they're going to horn you at twice. And I could tell you because I've gotten it. I have gotten it. For a man to go and horn you and tell you that how old he was drunk and then got up the morning, didn't leave, the woman feed him, sleep with she again, and but he was intoxicated because she gave him thing to eat and so, and I'm watching him with the most stupid face expression. I said, for real? I said, so let me get this straight. You went drunk. You knew they could have called me to come and collect you. I would have come. I said, you went by her, you jammed her because why? She looks good. Your brain looked good. Everything in you at that point in time looked good. I said, you initiated the case. You initiated everything. You got up in the morning. She was butt ass naked. And you went back and jammed it again. And then you were watching me in my face to tell me this nonsense. I said, for real? How disrespectful could you be as an individual? And mind you, this is somebody when the job he got that I had, the job that I went and send the resume to help him to get. This is somebody he trained with. He didn't even know he trained with her for 2 weeks, and he slept with her right after the training. He slept with her, and I'm like, you're not serious. And then we have apparent. Well, then now it is the woman that he has. Apparently, she does a lot. She does a lot of contests to show shade or to throw my way, stating I have the man and you don't. And I'm like, I'm lost because I know even I laughing because I'm like, he was the same one the other day who came up by me and was trying to get a jam with me, and I was like, I'm good where I am. So how stupid could you be as an individual? We need to stop doing that as women, thinking that, okay, when we take a man from our next woman, we get the best deal. No, we didn't get the best deal. Because if he was unfaithful with she, he's going to do it to you. there's a difference between if your relationship ends mutually, where you guys are right now working, we go our separate ways, then somebody does something. And what I sat down and watched is like, if I'm the mother of your son and you could hurt me like this, and you could break down my mental like this, and I'm the one having to keep your child and still try to keep my mental, try to make sure your child have a healthy, safe, great childhood, there's no way you could care about your son. Because if you genuinely care about your child, you wouldn't break the mother. You wouldn't hurt the mother of your child because you would say, okay, no. Because my son, at the end of the day, this is the person who is primarily taking care of this child, who he's looking at, who he's seeing every day. And it's not even that. I started to sit down and watch a lot of consistencies because a week, 2 weeks would pass, and he wouldn't even check up on his child. He could be sick. His excuse is he got to work, and I'm like, we all got to work. I've got to work, but you have no excuse because we are internet, you are WhatsApp, it's our TikTok, it's our Instagram, it's our normal phone call, and you still cannot call your son. And I sat down to myself and say, why would I allow somebody, even though that is his father, to treat him like he's an option when I wouldn't want that for him? I wouldn't, why would I be somebody? Because basically you're telling me the child is an option. It's only convenient to you when you choose to. But mind you, you are making sure the woman you're with in a gear, the children she has that is not yours is in a gear, but you are literally treating your son like he's nothing. And the most disrespectful part about it, he is the same individual that went down and that sit down in front of my face and other people and said, God, I want a child. And I'm like, you asked God for something, He gave you it, and there's what you do. So, my advice, no, what I would like to know from you, right? Because I know it's late and somebody else might want to come on. What would be the best advice? Now, for me, I do not want. He got vexed and said he wants something to do with the child. He will send whoever, because I wouldn't allow him to take the child to do what he wants. And I was like, that's no problem. I'm not stopping you. As a man, what would you tell me? Because as a mother,